Bob Sison with some plans for the future. And look at this for a paint job. Is that magnificent? You're looking at the side of the cab on Gravedigger. He's waiting for his confrontation with Bigfoot. Look at that machine. Absolutely magnificent.
In the 1951 panel truck with a blown Chevrolet engine driven by Dennis Anderson of Chesapeake, Virginia. His competition, well, the heavy metal of Bigfoot, Andy Brass, the driver tonight in the Astrodome based in St. Louis, Missouri. And that is a supercharged big block Ford engine.
Bigfoot sitting over on the far side. Gravedigger, the panel truck from the near side, they get a good start, and Gravedigger takes quite a jump as he comes over the first bump. Now drifts across off the edge of the course. The Gravedigger with some serious problem as Bigfoot makes the turn at the far end. Gravedigger rolls to a stop. So Andy Brass, driver of the Bigfoot, as he has a few problems of his own, almost tips her over. Nevertheless, he comes through and wins this elimination round. So Andy Brass and Bigfoot will go on to the next round of eliminations, as there's Dennis Anderson. He climbs out of the machine, sitting still and stopped at the far end of the course, looking up under the powertrain assembly there, trying to determine what went wrong. Certainly looked like something went wrong with the steering mechanism as he got it to a stop rather than drifting all the way off of the course. Steve?
Well, Andy, it was all yours against the Gravedigger, maybe the highlight of the night for the fans. You had a brilliant start. You reacted quickly to the green.
Thanks, yeah. That's one of the things we've been trying to push on, you know, trying to get a jump off the line. A lot of these guys are running bigger motors than what we're running now, and that's what we can, if we can pull them off the line and keep with them a little bit, you know, it'll give us a good chance.
Well, you know, Dennis has maybe the biggest motor of them all, and he used possibly a bit too much of it. Got way in the air and lost it.
Yeah, Dennis does. Dennis got a brand new motor, you know, and he's trying to get used to it himself, so that's kind of an advantage to us right now.
Okay, Bigfoot standing tall.
Yeah, I hope we can do it, too.
All right.
Andy Brass, Bigfoot moves ahead. In the meantime, let's go over to the tractor pull lane. Here's Wheeler Rer in Outcast 2.
And this is one of the most attractive tractors of them all. Everything chrome, polished, and painted. But right now, that's not on Wheeler's mind. He wants horsepower. You've heard the other competitors say, power is what this track demands. You've got to get the wheel speed up. And Wheeler has got the power, but it may be a little heavy on the front end. Oh, the momentum is terrific considering he has no weight transfer at all. The front tire's glued to the track, and it's a full pull. The last man who had a chance to do it did it successfully.
Wheeler Rer certainly has to be pleased with that full pull. Now we have 4 different tractors that have performed the full pull and therefore go to the pull-off. In this particular case, Wheeler came up with a wheel spin nice and early. He had the advantage of watching everyone else in front of him. He locked the left rear as he came off the line. That propelled the tractor right down the center of the course. He was able to keep the front end down and have a little bit of steering most of the distance as well. So no drifting back and forth. He was able to maximize the power and pull the full 295 feet. Wheeler Rer adds his name to the pull-off.
Well, Wheeler, a terrific job. You make 4 now into the pull-off. Was there ever any doubt in your mind you were going to take it out? Any point down the course you were worried?
After I got about 100 feet, I thought it was gone. It feels good. You know, you can generally tell when if you get a good start.
It'll be a pull-off in front of this giant crowd with Popham, Sullivan, Headley, and now Wheeler Rer facing one another. We'll be back with more from the Houston Astrodome and the TNT Redman Super Nationals right after this.
Now, this should not be construed as any kind of editorial statement, but take a look at these now junkers that we focused on earlier, remember? And how about the old 58 Mercedes? She's the only one that the roof is not totally collapsed. The hood barely has a mark on it. The radiator shell is still absolutely perfect. You know what? We may salvage some of this yet.
Steve, pull that baby out of there. I think we can find a buyer for it. Back at the line, Nightlife 2. Ready to take on Wild Hair as the battle of the monster trucks continues. That's continued.
Nightlife, a very glamorous-looking truck. Wild Hair, on the other hand, it's just a truck. Good old Chevrolet pickup truck that's mounted about 10 feet in the air with a blown engine, and it is driven by Bobby Brain. Bob is out of Jefferson City, Missouri. Now, in the real pretty Nightlife 2 is this man, Dave Wazor. Dave is from Grand Island, Nebraska.
And there's Nightlife 2 Dave Wazor on the far side. Wild Hare sits in the near lane. Round 2 of the monster truck eliminations.
And something we learned a long time ago in monster truck competition, it doesn't matter how they look, what matters is how they run. But it's Nightlife 2 with an early hole shot. Here they come to the hairpin. Let's see if these drivers learned anything watching the race that came before them. Not Nightlife 2. He cut the corner. However, Wild Hare tried to take the winning line and didn't pay off for it, Paul.
No, Wild Hare was already showing a little bit of oil smoke. Made the turn a little bit too wide. Can't cross that line. Had to back up. And now Wild Hare has shut down completely. That means that Dave Wazor in Nightlife 2 finishes this round of elimination. We take a look at the run again. You can see Nightlife 2 got to the first line of wrecked cars a bit ahead of Wild Hare and carried that acceleration all the way to the end of the race.
Well, David, great job. Good control.
Thank you. I know I like running the right lane. Right lane's a little bit easier to run because you make an inside corner. And I finally got that side, so.
Does a shorter wheelbase truck have an advantage with this tight corner?
I would say it would. It can spin around a lot faster. And things work pretty good.
See you next round, hopefully.
All right, thanks.
So who will Dave Wazor in Nightlife 2 face? Will it be the Barbarian coming to the line now, or the machine that Barbarian is about to face, Awesome Kong?
The name's such a part of monster truck racing. And Paul, I think the same person who names professional wrestlers got involved in monster trucks.
I don't know if they spend more time working on the equipment or making up the names. Barbarian will face Awesome Kong. And earlier, Steve Evans took a look.
As monster truck racing becomes more lucrative, it becomes more serious, to the point that competitors are willing to trade sheet metal if that's what it takes to win. And it's gotten to the point that Jeff Dane was running at least one, if not all 4 fenders on his formerly all-steel Chevy pickup called Awesome Kong. So he stripped the whole body off it and ran it just as a bare chassis and a roll bar. But the fellow competitors and officials came along and said, Jeff, they're called monster trucks. You've got to have a full-length pickup truck body on it. So he created one out of fiberglass for easy maintenance. Now, they said length. They failed to mention to Jeff anything about width. Look at this. A skinny 44 inches, just wide enough for himself and his roll cage. And he figures sooner or later they're going to legislate him out of business with this, too, and make him go to a stock width. But he's enjoying the easy maintenance and the good visibility for now. Now, his originality is not confined just to body styles. Take a look at his search for the sponsor. It's taken on a little different wave. Might be interesting to go along for the ride.
Might be on their way to Formula One. Well, Mark Brandt, the rookie driver out of Texas in the Awesome Kong, will face the Barbarian, and Jim Miller, who hails out of Nokomis, Illinois.
Well, this is a weekend Mark Brandt will always remember. He built the Awesome Kong truck, but this is the first time he's driven it or any other monster truck. He only made acceleration tests prior to this weekend. Today, the first time he's actually gone out and crushed cars and turned right. Look at the advantage. The rookie driver hard on the pedal. Now, here's the test of his ability in that narrow dump truck. Oh, beautifully done using the 4-wheel steering. He has absolutely no compunctions about driving this thing.
And he drives it wildly, though the last couple of bounces got him behind a little. Now he applies the power, and the Awesome Kong is the winner, and the crowd absolutely loves it. Rookie driver, new concept machine, and it performs perfectly here tonight. Now, the Awesome Kong really got up in the air more than once on this when he laid the power, and look at that devil fly. Gets it off a little bit near his left side of the course, but Mark really pulls it back and gets it under control. And when he comes down to the hairpin, he really pitched it around. So in the next round, it will be Awesome Kong versus Nightlife 2. And the Carolina Crusher will face Bigfoot as competition in the monster trucks continues. In the meantime, over on the tractor pull course, Ron Hickson is making a few decisions of his own and deciding that they're going to reset the speed at which the weight rolls forward on the decision maker.